You could use the telephone to get information by calling 411, but you got very little information. You can still call them. Do you know that 411 is still in business? They're not expecting your call. They used to answer at City and State. They now answer, "You're shitting me." How did you get this phone number? I memorized it. And they give you no information. Can you imagine asking a 411 operator for the information you can get from a simple 5-second Google or Yelp search? What listing? Every movie theater within a 25-mile radius of where I'm standing. Where are you standing? You tell me. Is that all? Oh no, that's far from all. I want movies and showtimes. I also want an alphabetical listing of all the actors. I want to know what else they've been in. I want a review of this movie. Also, I want to know if they've been in anything with Kevin Bacon. Then, I want you to see if any of my friends are in the area. And if they are, I'd like to see if they're hungry. Find a Thai fusion Viking restaurant for us. Make us reservations and let them know that Anna is allergic to shellfish. Now play Born to Run. My goodness, I love Netflix. Although it does cause me a great deal of anxiety because I feel like I should always be watching movies. Because the more movies you watch, the less it costs per movie. There's like that buffet mentality. You know how when you go to a buffet, you figure out how much it costs, and then you're like, all right, I'm not losing to the buffet this time. I'm gonna beat the buffet. Because the more movies you watch, the less money it costs per movie. So in this economy, if you're not watching a movie, you're losing money. I have like 236 movies on my queue, and I feel like I should always be watching movies. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night and I don't fall directly back to sleep, I'm like, I've been up for an hour and a half. I could have watched Toy Story 3 by now. This in this economy, it is a sin to not be watching a movie when you have Netflix. And you should change your oil every 3,000 miles. Otherwise, change it every 6,000, 12,000, and you will save money and time. Time? They changed my oil in a jiffy. No argument here. They do change your oil in a jiffy. Then they take the rest of the afternoon to print out your receipt using the oldest printer on the planet. That dot matrix Commodore 64. And then that kid has to slowly, with his filthy, filthy hands, he has to remove the sides, painstakingly tear off the holy sides. I'm like, no, just leave them on there. I'm going to put it into my 45-ring binder. You're wasting my time. Ever been there when he runs out of paper? That happened to me once, and all of a sudden he got this look on his face. I was like, what's wrong? He says, well, it's just I ran out of paper. So, well, it's just, I have to go back in time. They don't make that anymore. Like, most of your billionaires, let's be honest, have $1 billion. They're what I like to call barely billionaires. Whenever I'm introduced to a billionaire as a billionaire, and it turns out they've only got $1 billion, I always say under my breath, barely. And most of the people who are given credit for billionaires are technical billionaires. They're rounded billionaires. They're worth like 978 million, 988 million. They're just rounded up to be billionaires. And they know they're failures. They'll correct you. They know. I was a baby once. I was really tall when I was a baby. People always ask me how tall I am, and I don't mind. I don't have a chip on my shoulder, right? There's no chip on the shoulder, but if there was a chip, it would be a Pringle sour cream and onion, and I would have eaten it 9 months ago because it's delicious. But I don't mind when people ask me. I'm 6'6", which is fine, and thank you. Yeah, and then but what I don't like is when people have follow-up questions. They always want to know, how tall are your parents? How tall are your parents? Your parents big? Are your parents tall? What are you doing, a project? And the problem is that my parents are not tall. My dad is 5'7", my mom is 5'3", which is weird. And people always say the same thing when they find that out. They always say the same thing. How tall is the milkman? You must hear that all the time. Milkman. Yeah, milkman. That's good. That's good. Milkman. Yeah. What year is this? Milkman? Anybody here had dairy delivered in the past 500 years? No? No, but I appreciate you questioning my mom's fidelity. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for calling my mom a whore. That's a charming icebreaker. Thank you very much. I hear it so much at this point, I just go along with it. I'm like, yeah, she was with the milkman. That's her thing. That's that slut. What are you going to do? She only dates guys with occupations that no longer exist. That's her thing. Yeah, she dated the milkman for a while. Before that, she was involved with the cobbler for a bit. Then she went out with the chimney sweep, Chim Chim Chiru, the town crier. Hear ye, hear ye. She dated the blacksmith for a fortnight, just a fortnight. She even dated the Muffin Man. Do you know the Muffin Man? Yes, the Muffin Man. And then what drives me crazy is that they say they didn't even like the song. They're like, I didn't even like Ice Ice Baby. I didn't like Ice Ice. What? Liars! Of course you liked Ice Ice Baby. Everybody loved that song. And I contend that they still love that song. I bet you when they're alone in their car, to this day, when they're rolling in their 5.0, with the rag top down so their hair can blow, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they hear, dun 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 dun. They turn up the volume and pray it's not Bowie's Under Pressure. I had a great time tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. I am a Jewish guy. We got a bad holiday, though. We got Hanukkah, which was sort of our answer to Christmas. We were getting killed by Christmas in the gift-giving winter holiday department. So I think the guys down at Jewish headquarters, the boys in marketing were like, we have got to do something. We're getting killed by Christmas. So they went to the rabbis, the research and development people, and they said, gentlemen, is there any holiday in December that we could turn into a gift-giving holiday? And the rabbis, scratched their beards, and they said, well, there's Hanukkah. And they were like, Hanukkah? How do you spell that? They're like, if I know. And there's Hanukkah. A lot of times that's in December. Sometimes it's in June, but most of the times it's in December. And you could turn that into a gift-giving holiday. Well, what is Hanukkah? What is the basis of Hanukkah? They said, well, basically, some oil that was only supposed to last for 2 days lasted for 8 days. Oh, that's a holiday. Pretty much, if you think of that in modern day terms, that's the equivalent of starting a holiday because you drove around your car on empty for 10 miles. Remember that time we were on E for 10 miles? Yeah, December 10th. Every year we celebrate it. I'm a pretty good athlete. I love basketball. That's my favorite. I started off my basketball career in the very prestigious, very competitive, very cutthroat Jewish Community Center Basketball League. The JCC. The JCC was a wonderful microcosm of Jewish thinking because we're a very cautious group, the Jews, which you can understand. We've been in a couple of pickles over the years. Generally lose everything we have every 65 years. And it's been like 67. So if your Jews are on edge, you'll have to understand. But this goes beyond caution into the realm of lunacy. The Jewish Community Center Basketball League was a league for 12 and under Jewish boys, and they installed collapsible rims on the hoops. There wasn't a kid in the league who could grab net. and yet the rims were collapsible, which is such Jewish thinking. You never know. You never know. Better safe than sorry, Gary. But you better no. You never know. Nah, sometimes you know. There are certain precedents as far as smashing backboards. In the history of the NBA, 4 people have smashed a backboard. Not a single one was a 10-year-old Jew. It was February of my senior year. I hadn't applied to a single college. I had tried, and then I would get to the part where they ask you to write an essay. Made me so anxious. I really feel in some way that my aversion to essays has saved my life again and again, because anytime I've contemplated suicide, I've thought, you gotta leave a note. I'm not spending the last hour of my life doing something I've dreaded throughout it.